how Americans are paying for vacation. I really want to watch this because it's a question on my mind. The thing is, so many things that you would look at as like blinking red light warning recession indicators are blinking. They are happening. And then one thing is not. One thing is saying the economy is great, and that is that Americans are going on more vacations than ever before. Generally, when we're about to enter some sort of downturn, people cut back on vacation spending, and yet they're spending more than ever. It's different this time in that aspect. It's tough for me to understand it. So I would love to watch this video and learn more because it's something I think about.
Average vacation cost for one person in the United States is a little under $2,000 per week.
More than a third of summer vacationers, 36%, are willing to take on debt this summer for their travels.
Okay, well, that's a big answer right there. We're 14 seconds in, that's a big answer. If you need a vacation, you need a vacation. But for me, taking on debt to go on a vacation would ruin the vacation. It would just make me stressed to try and get the maximum amount of joy. I have to make it worth it. It feels like it would be stuck in your fucking brain the whole time. I can't imagine it would be, you'd have to really have I mean, some people have this. There's people I know that just have a total carefree attitude towards debt. It doesn't bother them. They're not sitting there worried about it. But when I worry. I've worried about it always.
72% of millennials and 65% of Gen Zs said they plan on spending more on leisure travel in 2024 compared to 2023.
Go!
In the US,
millennials, Gen Z handshake, checking the fuck out.
47% of millennials and 42% of Gen Zs said they plan to take on debt to go.
Okay, get those numbers up, Gen Z. All right? I know you're still youngins, but let's get up to at least 47, all right, with the big boys. You need to use more debt on your vacations.
People choose to take on debt to have these vacations. If your kids are dreaming of going to Disney World, and there's no way the family could ever really swing it without going into debt.
Imagine being a 46-year-old white guy from Ohio who hates the woke, and you have to take on credit card debt to take your kids to Disney. You're just seething at the cost and then seething at the at Disney and then just literally mentally melting down. That person exists.
The average credit card balance is already over $6,000, according to TransUnion. If you add $1,000 in vacation expenses to that,
bro, that's high. $6,000 average credit card balance? People got like 2-3 months rent on their credit card? God, that would stress me the fuck out. No disrespect, legitimately. People have choices, you gotta make them. Shit's hard, I get it. But man, anyway, my only advice is if you are thinking of investing in anything, just don't. Just pay down that debt. There's nothing better than that. Nothing you invest in is gonna get more than a 20% return. Every dollar you spent paying that down is like you're making a 20% or 21% return. That's the only thing I'll say. I'm not judging at all. I really am not. Don't put it in anything else. Don't try to fucking triple your money. Don't try to parlay it. What about 26 Black? Except for that. Obviously, I should have said except for gambling. Because that, if you have a system, is guaranteed money. But only if you have a system. Again, I'm super against that, and I don't want to give any support, but I hate to be judgy. I will say, if you're if like gun to your head, I can't stop you. You're gonna spend money on something with a credit card. Experiences are probably better than, you know, you buying a fucking jet ski or something, or taking out a huge car loan. Right, if you're gonna at least go on an experience with your family or friends, why go on a vacation when you can buy the faker Ari skin? It's like a mental vacation. It's like every time you get on the Rift and you flex with your Ari skin, you're like on a fucking staycation in your mind. It's a beautiful respite from life when you look at your beautiful skin for $500.
We're seeing actual delinquencies on credit now rising. People are dipping into their savings, but bottom line is that they're still spending.
Not all credit card users are paying interest.
They will stop. That's all I'm saying. And I know. Oh, here's fucking old A-Track talking again. It is happening in the same cycle. First the money runs out, then they go to credit, then the credit runs out, then we get problems. And we're already getting problems. Stocks down for Nike, stocks down for McDonald's, stocks down for Starbucks, stocks down for all these discretionaries. Thank God for Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple holding up the whole market, because everything else is starting to get squeezed.
Personal loan rates have gone up a lot.
That debt equals irresponsible is so...
Bro, I was at dinner with Hugs after basketball the other day. He's a Smash player. He told me that a friend of his asked to borrow $5,000 to start a food truck. This guy made amazing burgers. He cooked amazing burgers, special sauce. It was delicious. Hugs is not like walking around with bags of cash, bro. $5,000 is a lot of money. But he's like, dude, I love your burgers. We've been friends for a while. Okay. He gave him the $5,000. The dude gave the money to his girlfriend, lied, deflected, pretended he was getting a food truck for like 9, 10, 11, 12 months. Then finally hugs it and be like, hey, bro, this is like really fucking serious. And then the guy finally started making payment plans to get him back. And then after like, I'm not kidding, like years, Hugs got his original $5,000 back, no interest. That is a crazy thing to do to a friend, man. So anyway, I made a bunch of money taking his money and I gave it to Ari. So it's the way you can make money is what I'm saying. This is what I did, this is how you can make money. How are my burgers? Oh, they're damn good.
There's all different reasons and rationales why we might intentionally go into debt. People don't think taking out a mortgage for a home and making this a lifelong investment is irresponsible, but it can be a really bad investment in a lot of cases. So you have to consider where's
housing prices always go up, baby.
And maybe it is this trip with these lifelong memories.
Sorry, I'd like to pause real quick and give you an Atriox/S alert. When I said previously that housing prices always go up, I was doing a thing called sarcasm. This is an alert to let you know that I didn't actually mean that. And in fact, housing prices occasionally do go down, as they did in 2007, 8, and 9. Make your own financial decisions, but be wary. Things can happen different than what they've happened in the past.
Borrowing from your retirement plan definitely worries me because really the biggest predictor.
Bro, this guy's not fun at parties, all right? This guy's not fun at parties. Everything, bro, just let us borrow money. Let us borrow money from our friends, from our retirement plans, from the bank, and from credit card companies.
Financial experts say the key to affording a vacation is to plan ahead. Advisors say the first step is figuring out what you want to spend and to set a budget for the trip.
I had a client I worked with who decided they were going to stay in an Airbnb and they were going to cook all of their food. So they were going to save on food and they were going to splurge on this boat trip they were really excited about.
Yeah, that's cool. I do think that, like, I would do the opposite. I would skip the boat trip, and then I would spend all the money on food. Like, if you're going to travel to a different country, eat the food, bro. You're going to cook it yourself? That's crazy. Like, why am I going to Italy if I'm not going to get Italian food? That's the whole fucking point. Cucca de pasta me-self. Me-self, you're doing, like, a leprechaun thing. It's not... You've, like, created some sort of Italian leprechaun or a Jar Jar type.
Have fun on a budget. You can use your frequent flyer miles or credit card points. You could be open-minded about when and where you go.
Okay. Someone did point this out. Based on this stock footage, everyone going on trips in America is gay. I think it's worth pointing out. Maybe it's a Pride Month thing. Not financial advice, but maybe the gays are spending more on travel.
Drive instead of fly, or travel midweek instead of on the weekend. If you can let the deal dictate.
Bro, just do what everybody's doing. Go to Japan. It's cheap as and Japan rules. Just get really into anime and go to Japan. Your dollar's gonna go far as shit. You get to say aye. You get to eat at the convenience store. It's awesome.
Maybe even do a staycation. I think that's an underrated option. This idea of playing.
That's God. That feels so out of touch, bro. I don't like. Hey, your friends are all going to Japan. Why don't you sit home and read a book? I don't think that's what people are looking for. I can understand. I think the financial advice is real. I think this guy is being fair, but smug to hear, I guess.
I kind of worry about both of those extremes. You know, you have the people that are paying 20 or 25 or 30% extra to go on vacation, which is not great. But then you also have a lot of people skipping the trip entirely, which may be regrettable. Oh my God,
you can't win with this guy. He's worried even if you don't take a vacation. Straight up worry wart. What do you want from us? Okay, well, interesting video. I did learn from that. I wasn't aware of the data on how much of it was debt. Yikes. The solution isn't even to not take a vacation. That's so funny. I'm a little worried if you don't take one. Yeah, I do feel like the answer was in the first 20 seconds, and then there was a lot of repeating.